A motor vehicle requires that a citizen get a license. A license requires information. Information is gold to a government that wants to control its citizens. Now, when I say government, I'm not talking about the government that you read about in the newspapers or you see on your television set that you watch day in and day out. I'm talking about the secret government. I'm talking about the government that is controlling the government. These are the people that want you to think that what you're doing is what you want to be doing, but really what you're doing is what they want you to be doing. The hype will come down and it'll tell you, listen, pal, you're not happy unless you get into your car and drive to this movie. Okay? You're not a good wife unless you've got a van that can haul the kids to the soccer field. Even though it's 2 blocks away, we want you in that minivan. Let's take, for example, the time that my grandfather took me to the Brazier, where he bought me an ice cream cone. I loved it and I enjoyed it. The government saw that. So bingo, the secret government now knows that an ice cream cone will make not only the child happy, but the adult happy. You're running around now thinking that's the only way you're going to be happy because the government has taken that ice cream cone and sold it back to you as your only means of happiness, when you may want a double cheeseburger. You may want a chocolate shake instead of an ice cream cone. You may want sherbet. Now, you're in the tri-state area. That's my area. That's where I'm going to start with. That's where my mission begins. Let's take, for example, the Easy Pass system. The Easy Pass is a system designed to help motorists travel through toll booths supposedly conveniently and rapidly. It's got your name, it's got your mother's maiden name, it's got your social security number, it's got your address. And from that, boom, it's off to the races. The government's got everything they need on you. And you're going to show that Easy Pass to a toll booth computer, it's going to read it, and then it's going to fire it straight up in the air, and you've got a Black Hawk helicopter flying right over. You're living in a controlled web of misinformation perpetrated by the secret government through the automobile manufacturers, into the TV and ad campaign systems, and into your living room. And it's not your life. It's not your life that you're living. You're living the life that was created for you by Mr. Henry Ford, in cahoots with Mr. Edison, who was working in cahoots with a secret government. The Masonics have something to do with it too. I don't know exactly what, but I know they're in on it. I've read that. So basically, when you go to work and you punch the clock, you're doing what they want you to do. You're in a dream world. You're basically what you are now is a zombie. I am one of the only non-zombies walking the face of the earth right now. I'm convinced of it. But I am probably one of, there's maybe 5 of me in the entire world. I haven't met any other of me, but as soon as I do, I'll know, because we'll just come across each other and we'll just nod probably. We probably won't even speak to each other, because we'll know that if we speak to each other, the secret government will then know that we are around. And by conducting this interview, I've put myself in great jeopardy. I've put myself out on the line, and I don't ever intend to do this again. I'm marginalized all the time. You don't think that I've been ridiculed, or I've been called to the carpet, or I've had to face ridicule my entire life, not only when I was a child, but even as long ago as last week. I mean, you think about it, people don't want to hear the facts about a thing. People don't want to hear the realities that we're being controlled, that there's a hype machine that basically has set up this whole dynamic of what it is that we want. Naturally, when you stand out in school as a high achiever, it lends itself to you being ridiculed and marginalized amongst the rest of the student body. I was called a series of names as a result of that. I was physically beaten. Some of the words that were used in the name calling still make me cringe. It's difficult to see a pizza. I was called pizza ass. For some time, I had an acne problem, both on my lower backside and my face and chest. One gentleman conveyed to the rest of the student body that someone had procured a spray can of zits. I was called Eggbert and Egghead. I was called teacher's pet, although the teachers didn't like me either. I was called four-eyed freak. I do wear glasses. I'm not ashamed of it. I was called weird butt. I was called ankle screw. I was called short pockets. I was called eggs and bacon because the front of my underwear had a yellowish stain to it and the seat of the underwear had a brownish stain to it. My parents weren't able to do laundry on a regular basis, and that's not through any fault of their own. It's because they were free thinkers like myself.
The call you have made requires a calling We're sorry. It is not necessary to dial when calling this number.
PIN number 7864.
如果打國際電話，
You're welcome. Hello, Mother, it's me. Our next contact will be Christmas, 2007. If I'm not there at 0400 on that date, something has gone terribly wrong. At which time I want you to go to my closet and look underneath the Converse athletic shoebox. That's all for now. The human race is basically a disease the Earth has. And just like the human body fights disease, the Earth's going to fight disease too, and we're all going to drop dead like flies. But hopefully I'll be on the back of a bicycle when I drop, and hopefully most of the world will be too, because it'll be a happier death. And as you look back on your path of life, you may notice at times there are no tread marks, only footprints. You may ask, did I abandon you? I'll say no. That's when I carried you.